What is up? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, with some groundbreaking sad news today about WrestleMania 38. But before I get to that, I know a lot of people want to hear my thoughts on everybody who was released, and I decided to hold off on that video because I feel like you're gonna have to do a whole like, oh, let's see who got fired by the end of 2021, because at this point they could fire anybody at this point. Like that's why 2K22 is taking forever to be uploaded because they don't have anybody on that fucking roster to fill up. It's like, thanks a lot, Nick Khan, you fucking fat turd. Um Anyways, before I get to that video, let's talk about the topic of this video, which is the fact that The Rock will not be at WrestleMania 38, which means we are not getting Roman Reigns versus The Rock. And honestly, I am upset because we're getting this match possibly at WrestleMania 39, which is still like years away, which will be in 2023. But here's my honest opinion about the whole match. I want to see it. Just keep that in mind. But I don't think it needs to be for the title. And a lot of people say that the reason why Roman Reigns is going to hold that belt, or the biggest thing that people are getting out of this, is that Roman Reigns is going to hold on to that belt until WrestleMania 39. And I think that shouldn't happen. I don't think that Roman Reigns needs to hold the belt for that long. And the rumor has it that we're gonna do Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. Drew wins the Rumble and challenges Roman Reigns for the belt, and in doing so, he will either dethrone Roman Reigns or he'll be another victim until he faces The Rock. And to me, honestly, I'd actually go with Drew McIntyre. I think we need a change in SmackDown. We could finally tell the story of how the first time these two interacted was at WrestleMania 35. He wasn't ready, and he has never beaten Roman Reigns. The closest he's ever been was the last time they encountered, which was Survivor Series, 2020. Yeah, last year. And that is a great story. And as far as Roman Reigns goes, we could tell the story of how, like, around this time, I know Jimmy and Jay are going to break up down the road. There's the rumored, and we get to that story that he blames his family, and that could be a great story to tell. And you don't really need the belt; you just need Roman Reigns to just battle the Usos on his own, and then down the road, eventually he'll get his rematch, possibly at SummerSlam. Give Drew McIntyre some shine, some moment to shine, and if not Drew McIntyre, you could put it on somebody else, but the problem is nobody else is credible to beat Roman Reigns because they fucking fired everybody. Lee, Black, Big E's on SmackDown. I mean, on Raw, I should say. That's another thing. I'm pretty sure this draft crap is gonna keep going, which is at this point stupid because like there's nobody left. But what if, I don't know, maybe in next year Roman gets drafted to Raw and then he takes the belt off of Big E, depending on how long he holds it, and he becomes WWE champion, holds it for a long time. And then if you want to do the Rock and Roman Reigns, you could do it for the WWE championship. The point I'm trying to get to this is that I don't think Roman Reigns needs to be the Universal Champion for years and years to come. I know like they want to make sure that Roman breaks Brock Lesnar's record. I believe he will do it before WrestleMania 38 or following WrestleMania 38. By then, he will hold that belt for over 500 days. I think he already has, now that I think about it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think the real reason why Roman Reigns is the champion for as long as he is. There's also rumors that we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38, which honestly makes sense. The trilogy is completed. It's first they get screwed over at WrestleMania 31. At WrestleMania 34, Brock wins, and then at WrestleMania 38, it's like, will he finally win? But I personally don't want to see it. Me personally, I don't want to see it. I would rather have Drew McIntyre win, and the only reason why I always fall back to Drew McIntyre, like I said, there's nobody else that I could think of that could beat him. I mean, unless you want to do Kofi Mania too, but then again, think about the ratings. Think about who is credible enough to beat Roman Reigns. Not to say that Kofi Kingston isn't, but we're thinking long term, like who could be a future champion, like who could carry this company down the road. The only other people I could think of is maybe Edge, Maybe Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins could make a lot of sense. But the problem is that Seth Rollins sucks as a babyface. We all saw it. He was a shitty babyface world champion, and it didn't help that he was a fucking asshole on the internet. Um, so there's ways to move around this, but the point is Rock and Roman Reigns. I don't mind if we're getting it this year. I don't mind if we get it at WrestleMania 39. Hell, I don't even mind if we get it at WrestleMania 40. But that match does need to happen down the road because that is the last good match you could actually do. Um, Another match I could think of that Roman could have at WrestleMania 38 is John Cena and Roman Reigns. That's actually not that bad of an idea now that I think about it. Think about it. We're gonna do Roman Reigns versus John Cena. John Cena's the only opponent that John Cena cannot beat, and it's Roman Reigns because the whole story is that John Cena has to beat everybody. And hell, we could do a double turn. We have been dying for a John Cena heel turn, and around this time, maybe Roman Reigns is ready to be a babyface. Um, Already. If not, I would go with the Drew McIntyre route. Um, I don't know if John Cena's competing at WrestleMania. There's rumors that he's in bad blood with them, that he's gonna be busy as Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad. I mean, John Cena's a very busy boy now. He's not the typical "you can't see me, rise above hate" John Cena anymore. But I don't know what is John Cena gonna do. The only thing I can think of, maybe he faces Big E at WrestleMania 38, which actually that actually doesn't sound that bad now that I think about it. Or Bobby Lashley and John Cena. There's rumors that Bobby's gonna get the belt back. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen on Raw. Raw is confusing as hell. I mean, the fact that freaking Big E is fighting. What is it with the New Day as world champions? They always fight like people lesser of them. I mean, Kofi Kingston had Dolph Ziggler. Not that Kevin Owens isn't like a low standard, but he's on the way out. He's going to AEW. Like, stop it. He's going to AEW. Um, Kofi had shitty ass credible. Like, he has no credible opponents. He fought Dolph Ziggler, Samoa Joe, who at that point was broken by then. Randy Orton was the only credible star that he had. Kevin Owens, yeah, but it was just out of random and left field. And then Brock, of course, squashed them. So yeah, I don't know what is it like. If you're gonna put these guys on the top, at least give them some credible opponents. Seth Rollins is a credible opponent, honestly. It actually, now that I think about it, I feel like Seth and Big E should be safe for WrestleMania. Now that I think about it, think of it. Um, these two were facing each other um, on NXT, the first two NXT champions, and now they're going on to the WWE Championship because that is a cool story on its own. And I could it shows that they love Big E, the McMahons, even though they're full of shit right now. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. And do you need The Rock? Yes, you need The Rock for ratings. Like, let's just call it like it is. The Rock is the most important guy you need right now, and you cannot fuck up The Rock. That is the last point. But what if this is the final thing I want to say? What if this is all a ruse? What if at the end of Survivor Series, this will not happen, but what if at the main event, Big E versus Roman Reigns, Roman gets the victory, and then The Rock comes out and then teases that he'll be in the Royal Rumble and that he will grant his win and then face Roman Reigns. That is a great story in itself, and that will definitely get more people excited. But the fact, because think about this, Edge kept denying that he was going to come back to the Royal Rumble. And sure enough, the 2020 Royal Rumble, Edge returns and has a killer showing and even made it to the final three. So there's a lot of possibilities, but I I just know that whatever happens is that we need to, well, first of all, we gotta like really get like the WWE to listen to us. Like, god damn it, like WWE, these are your paying fans, and eventually they're gonna say fuck you and just be done with it. But it's time to stop firing motherfuckers and like start building some people up or make them at least credible as hell. Do whatever you have to do to keep um yourselves relevant. I mean, shit, Some of your wrestlers are trying, but some of them are just tired of your fucking bullshit. And I'm talking to John Laurinaitis, Nick Khan, and Vince McMahon. You three fuck ups, get your shit together or just fucking retire already. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode or this conversation, this YouTube video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Meet me, the ALE Double X Prince. And until then, I'm out.